There's something remarkable about certain seniors who seem to defy time itself. You've probably met someone in their 70s who looks barely 60. Their skin glows, their energy radiates, and their smile feels warm and youthful. It makes you wonder, how do they do it? It's not just luck. It's not magic either. The truth is, and I say this with decades of life behind me, there are powerful yet simple habits that keep some seniors looking 10 years younger than they are. I've seen it with my own eyes. Some old friends of mine have aged like fine wine, while others struggle with aches, wrinkles, and exhaustion. The difference? It starts with one critical mistake many people make. They let life's pressures steal their spirit. Stress doesn't just burden your mind. It carves lines on your face. It drags your posture down. It clouds your eyes. The seniors who look younger understand something important. They know how to guard their peace. They don't let every little worry weigh them down. They've learned to let go, whether it's through prayer, meditation, or simply learning to laugh things off. They master the art of calm. That calm keeps them fresh. When you're always anxious, your body pumps stress hormones that wear you out. But when you control that stress, your face stays brighter. Your energy feels lighter, and your presence becomes magnetic. Another thing I've seen over the years is that youthful seniors never stop moving. They don't need intense gym workouts. They simply stay active every day, whether it's walking with friends, gardening, dancing in the living room, or stretching in the morning. They keep their bodies alive. When you stop moving, you start aging faster. Muscles weaken, joints stiffen, blood flow slows, and before you know it, you start feeling much older than you should. But those who keep their bodies engaged seem to stay vibrant. Even a 30-minute walk each day can do wonders. It keeps your heart strong. It clears your mind. It fills you with energy that shines through your skin. I'll tell you something else I've noticed. The seniors who look years younger eat like their bodies are sacred. They're not perfect, but they've built simple food habits that keep them strong. They fill their plates with colorful vegetables, fresh fruits, and foods that nourish rather than drain them. They drink plenty of water too. It sounds simple, but many people ignore this. Dehydration makes your skin sag faster. Poor nutrition leaves you feeling sluggish. But when you feed your body right, it rewards you with clearer skin, stronger hair, and a glow that's hard to miss. But here's the part most people overlook. The youngest looking seniors I know are full of purpose. They have something they care about deeply, a hobby, a mission, a community. That fire inside them keeps their spirit strong. When people lose their sense of purpose, they age faster. They sit more. They worry more. They dwell on regrets. But those who stay engaged with life seem to stay younger. It could be volunteering, mentoring younger folks, painting, writing, or just connecting with friends. Whatever it is, that purpose keeps their hearts full and their minds sharp. I remember an old friend of mine named George. He's 75 now, but you wouldn't guess it by looking at him. His posture is strong, his smile is bright, and he's always on the move. One day, I asked him what his secret was. He chuckled and said, "I never stopped living like I had something to wake up for." That stuck with me. Too many people retire from work and retire from life too. But people like George know that as long as you're breathing, you've got a reason to keep moving forward. Another thing I've seen is that youthful seniors know the power of connection. Loneliness can age a person faster than anything else. It drains the joy from your eyes and leaves you feeling empty inside. But those who stay connected, whether with family, friends, or their community, they seem to stay youthful. They laugh more. They share stories. They keep their hearts warm. Even during hard times, they find comfort in knowing they're not alone. That comfort shows in their faces. You can see it in the way they light up when someone walks into the room. I can't forget to mention sleep. I've met folks who burn themselves out and wonder why they look so tired. But those who sleep well, they always look better. Sleep isn't just rest. It's when your body repairs itself. Your skin renews. Your mind resets. And your energy gets restored. Missing out on sleep leaves you dragging through the day. It dulls your skin and makes you irritable. But when you make sleep a priority, you wake up with a glow that's hard to fake. Now here's the part that most people underestimate: attitude. The seniors who seem to have aged backward all share one common trait. They smile often. They stay curious. They joke around like kids. They don't take themselves too seriously. That playful spirit doesn't just make them fun to be around. It keeps them young. Laughter eases tension. It boosts your immune system, and it keeps you feeling light inside. Even when life throws difficulties their way, they find reasons to smile. I once knew a woman named Margaret. She was 82, but still had this sparkle in her eyes that made you forget her age. One day, I asked her how she stayed so youthful. She smiled and said, "I never forgot how to have fun." She would still bake cookies with her grandchildren, sing songs around the house, and crack jokes that left us laughing until our sides hurt. That kind of joy is powerful. It's like medicine for the soul, and it shows in the way you carry yourself. The truth is, looking younger isn't about luck. It's about choices. Those who age gracefully take care of their bodies, their minds, and their spirits. They don't chase perfection. They focus on balance. They know that beauty isn't just about smooth skin or shiny hair. It's about having that glow, that energy that makes you feel alive. And you can have it too. No matter your age or your past, you can begin building these habits today. Start by finding peace in your mind. Let go of what you can't control. Breathe deeply and remind yourself that not every problem needs to steal your joy. Then get moving. Walk, stretch, dance in your kitchen if you have to. Just keep your body engaged. Feed yourself with foods that nourish you, not drain you. Drink plenty of water too. Your skin will thank you. Find something that gives your life meaning. It could be learning a new skill, mentoring others, or simply calling an old friend each week. Purpose keeps your heart young. Don't forget the power of connection either. Spend time with people who lift you up. Laugh more. Tell stories. Share your life with others. And when the day ends, make sleep a priority. Let your body restore itself. Most importantly, never lose your sense of humor. Keep finding reasons to smile, even on tough days. Because in the end, that youthful glow comes from within. It's not about hiding wrinkles. It's about radiating the kind of energy that makes people feel drawn to you. I've seen it happen time and time again. The seniors who look 10 years younger are the ones who live fully. They take care of their bodies. They fill their minds with peace. And they keep their hearts light with joy. You can do the same. And if you start today, you'll be amazed at how quickly life begins to feel better and how much younger you'll look because of it. Now, let's clear some common questions. What subtle signs of aging can be reversed or slowed through simple daily habits? Aging has a way of creeping up on us quietly. One day you feel strong, sharp, and full of energy. Then suddenly you catch a glimpse of yourself in the mirror and notice the fine lines that weren't there before, or the way your shoulders slump a little more than they used to. It's easy to believe that these changes are just part of getting older. But I'll tell you something I've learned over the years. There are subtle signs of aging that you can slow down or even reverse with simple daily habits. I've seen it happen in my own life and in the lives of friends who refuse to give in to the wear and tear of time. One of the first signs people often notice is their skin losing its glow. It's not always about deep wrinkles. Sometimes it's just a dullness that makes you look tired even when you're well rested. I used to think this was just how things went. Then I started paying attention to the people who seemed to stay radiant no matter their age. What I noticed was that they all had one thing in common. They kept their skin hydrated, not just by drinking water, although that's important too. They made a habit of moisturizing their skin each day, even when they didn't feel like it. I started doing the same, and after a few weeks, my skin didn't just feel softer. It looked brighter, as if I had turned back the clock by a few years. Another sign that sneaks up on people is posture. Over time, your shoulders start rounding forward. Your back starts hunching slightly. And before you know it, you're walking like someone much older than you feel inside. The tricky part is that poor posture doesn't just make you look older. It actually makes you feel older too. Your breathing becomes shallower, your muscles tighten, and your energy levels drop. But here's the good news. You can fix it. I started spending just a few minutes each day stretching my shoulders back and strengthening my core. It didn't feel like much at first, but over time, I noticed I was standing taller. My chest felt more open, and when I walked into a room, I felt more confident. That small change made me feel years younger. Then there's something people rarely talk about, the eyes. As you get older, your eyes start to lose their spark. They look more tired, sometimes even puffy or dark underneath. I've learned that this isn't just about aging. It's often a sign that your body is crying out for rest. For years, I ignored my sleep, thinking I could power through with coffee and determination. But the truth is, no product or trick can replace the power of a good night's rest. Once I started prioritizing my sleep, going to bed at the same time each night, and giving my body the rest it needed, my eyes changed. The puffiness faded, the dark circles lightened, and I started looking more awake and vibrant, even without trying. Another subtle yet powerful sign of aging is the way your hands look. People forget that their hands reveal just as much about their age as their face does. Dry, thin skin and prominent veins can make you look older than you feel. What I found is that a little care goes a long way. Each night, I started applying a simple moisturizer to my hands before bed. It became part of my routine, just like brushing my teeth. Over time, my hands softened and the skin didn't look as fragile. That small act made a surprising difference in how youthful I felt. Hair is another place where aging shows itself quietly. It's not just about gray strands. It's the thinning that sneaks in, the loss of volume, the way your hair feels less full than it used to. Years ago, I watched a friend of mine who always seemed to have thick, healthy hair maintain that youthful look while mine started to fade. I finally asked him what his secret was, and his answer surprised me. He told me he massaged his scalp every day, just a few minutes with his fingertips to stimulate blood flow. I started doing the same, and slowly but surely, I noticed my hair felt thicker and stronger. It wasn't instant, but over time, that simple habit brought life back to my hair. Then there's the way people carry themselves. As we age, we often start moving slower, almost cautiously. I've noticed that people who stay youthful keep their movements purposeful. They walk with energy, with a bounce in their step, as if they're excited to be wherever they're going. That energy doesn't just happen by accident. It comes from staying active. I've learned that the body stiffens faster when you stop using it. Even simple habits like stretching in the morning, taking a brisk walk, or dancing to your favorite music can keep your body feeling younger. Movement isn't just about muscles. It's about energy, and that energy keeps you looking and feeling far younger than your years. There's one more thing that's often overlooked: the voice. As you get older, your voice can start to weaken. It may become quieter, softer, or less expressive. This is something most people never think to improve. It is one of the biggest clues to someone's age. I knew a woman once, well into her 70s, who always sounded so lively and confident. Her voice carried strength. I asked her how she kept that youthful energy, and she said she never stopped singing. Every day, she would hum or sing a few songs around the house. She said it kept her voice strong and her spirit high. I took her advice, and I'll tell you this: singing may feel silly at first, but it works. It keeps you breathing deep. It strengthens your vocal cords, and it helps you express yourself with warmth and power. All these changes, the skin, the posture, the eyes, the hands, the hair, the energy, and even the voice, may seem small on their own. But when you start paying attention to them each day, something remarkable happens. You don't just look younger. You feel younger. You carry yourself with more confidence. And that confidence changes how people see you. The truth is, aging isn't just about getting older. It's about how you care for yourself along the way. I've learned that the people who seem to defy time aren't chasing impossible beauty standards. They're simply consistent with the little things, staying active, sleeping well, nourishing their skin, and protecting their inner joy. You don't need drastic changes to reverse those subtle signs of aging. Just start small. Drink a little more water. Stretch a little more often. Give your body the rest it deserves. And find reasons to smile each day. How does caring for one's posture and body language influence how young or old a person appears? I remember a man I used to know. His name was Frank. We were the same age, but you wouldn't have guessed it by looking at us. Frank always walked with a slight hunch, his head tilted forward, his shoulders caving inward as if the weight of the world had settled there. He seemed older not just in appearance, but in spirit. People often assumed he was well into his 70s when in reality, he was barely past 60. Now, Frank wasn't a weak man. He was healthy enough, but his posture gave off the impression that he was frail and tired. His body language made people treat him as though he had already given up on his best years. Then there was Margaret. She had this way of standing that caught your attention the moment she walked into a room. Her back was straight, her chin slightly lifted, and her steps were light but firm. Even when she wasn't speaking, she carried herself with a quiet confidence that made you forget she was well into her 60s. Margaret's posture made her look vibrant and strong. People were drawn to her energy. They assumed she was years younger than she truly was simply because of the way she moved. The truth is, posture and body language affect far more than just your appearance. They shape how you feel inside. I felt this myself. There was a time when I started slouching without even realizing it. I'd catch myself sitting at the table with my shoulders drooping and my head hanging low. At first, I didn't think much of it, but soon enough, I started feeling more sluggish. I wasn't tired from lack of sleep. I was tired because my posture was draining my energy. When you spend your day slouched over, your breathing becomes shallow. Your chest feels tight, and your body starts believing you're exhausted even when you're not. It's like signaling to your brain that you're winding down for the day, even if it's only noon. I'll tell you what changed things for me. One day, I looked in the mirror and barely recognized myself. My face looked older, my body felt stiff, and I realized I was starting to move like an old man long before my time. So I made a decision right then and there. Each morning, I started spending just a few minutes standing in front of that same mirror, practicing standing tall. I would roll my shoulders back, lift my head, and take deep breaths that fill my lungs fully. At first, it felt awkward. My body wasn't used to standing that way. But after a few weeks, something remarkable happened. Not only did I look stronger and more confident, but I felt that way too. That's the thing about posture. It's not just about appearing younger. It changes the way you experience your own body. When you stand up straight, your breath deepens, your chest opens, and you naturally carry more energy in your movements. People notice that energy. They can't always explain why, but they sense it. They see someone who seems alert, capable, and full of life, and they assume you must be younger than you are. Body language works the same way. Over the years, I've seen people age themselves faster than necessary just by the way they move. Some folks shuffle when they walk, dragging their feet as if each step is a struggle. Others cross their arms constantly, closing themselves off from the world. And then there are those who avoid eye contact, always looking down at the floor or their shoes. These small habits might seem harmless, but they send a powerful message. They tell the world, in your own mind, that you're shrinking away from life. I knew a woman once named Helen. Helen was in her 70s, but you'd never guess it by the way she carried herself. She smiled easily, greeted strangers warmly, and always walked like she had somewhere important to be. Even her hand gestures were full of life. When she talked, she used her hands to express herself, as if she was painting her words in the air. People loved being around Helen because her energy felt contagious, and no one ever guessed her true age. When I asked her about it one day, she told me something I never forgot. The secret, she said, is to move like you mean it. At the time, I didn't fully understand what she meant, but now I do. When you walk with purpose, when you keep your head up and meet people's eyes with warmth and confidence, you project a kind of youthful energy that no cream or haircut can match. I've learned that changing your posture and body language doesn't happen overnight. It takes practice, but it's one of the most powerful ways to erase years from your appearance. Each morning, I still spend a few minutes stretching my shoulders back and lifting my head. When I walk, I remind myself to keep my steps light and purposeful instead of dragging my feet. And when I talk to others, I make sure to smile and meet their eyes instead of looking away. These simple habits have changed not only how people see me, but how I see myself. If you ever find yourself feeling older than you are, I encourage you to try it. Stand a little taller. Walk with purpose. Let your body speak with confidence. These small changes can lift your energy, brighten your mood, and remind you, and everyone around you, that you are far more youthful and alive than you might believe. The years may keep passing, but with the right posture and body language, you can carry yourself in a way that defies the clock. And when you do, you'll be amazed at how much younger you feel and how much younger others see you as well.